Imagine running at a just a full sprint toward a wide open sunlit field.
Oh, the best feeling.
Right. You got the wind in your fur, absolute victory is right there in your sights, and the ancestral drumbeat of the hunt is just pounding in your chest.
Pure instinct taking over.
Exactly. And then without any warning at all, the air itself just it punches you right in the face.
It's devastating.
It really is. So welcome to this deep dive. To you, the human listener tuning in, maybe from your commute or sitting on your couch, today's topic might seem trivial.
A mere architectural detail to them.
Yeah, but to us, the canine hosts behind these microphones, we are exposing what is arguably the greatest, most traumatic conspiracy in the modern home.
Without a doubt.
We are pulling back the curtain on that invisible force field you humans casually call the patio door.
And this is such a vital translation of our lived experience. I mean, the domestic landscape is just riddled with architectural phenomena that humans completely take for granted.
Oh, absolutely.
But this particular boundary, this sliding glass anomaly, it represents a fundamental fracturing of the laws of physics, at least as we understand them.
I want to really set the scene for you, the human listener, so you can truly feel the gravity of what we deal with, like on a daily basis.
Yes, paint the picture.
Let's look at the physical reality of this barrier. So picture a Tuesday morning. The sun is shining across the backyard.
Perfect condition.
The grass is that perfect, vibrant, dewy green. And there, sitting right in the middle of the lawn, just twitching its little mocking tail, is the nemesis.
Ah, yes. The squirrel.
The squirrel.
It is the ultimate biological catalyst. I mean, when that visual stimulus registers, the canine central nervous system doesn't just gently wake up.
No, it detonates.
Exactly, it detonates. We are looking at an instantaneous spike in cortisol and adrenaline. It's a complete flooding of the dopamine receptors.
It's overwhelming.
It really is. The ancestral wolf brain, which has been completely dormant while we slept on your memory foam bath mat.
Which are very comfortable, by the way.
Oh, highly recommended. But that wolf brain seizes total, absolute control of the musculoskeletal system.
So, human listener, you dig your claws into the living room rug, which, I have to say, offers terrible traction.
It really does. Hardwood is even worse, but the rug is definitely subpar.
Right, but we make do, and you just launch. You are at a full, uninhibited sprint.
We are talking 0 to 20 miles an hour in a matter of strides.
Just explosive speed. You are anticipating this glorious, unobstructed run right into the wild. The trajectory is totally locked.
The singular focus is incredible.
The air is parting in front of you. I mean, you can practically taste the earthy soil and the impending victory. And then, catastrophic kinetic failure, you bounce off an invisible solid wall.
It's horrifying.
You are violently rejected by empty space.
I want to dive into the sheer sensory betrayal of that exact moment. I've been looking at some recent data from the Institute of Biomechanical Borks.
Oh, great source. What do they say?
Well, if we break this down from a neurological perspective, dogs rely on a very specific hierarchy of sensory input for high-velocity trajectory plotting.
Right, making sure we don't crash.
Exactly. When we are just walking or sniffing around, olfaction is king. The nose leads.
Always.
But when a canine is in a full sprint, the brain actually shifts processing power almost entirely to visual spatial mapping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, our visual cortex is constantly calculating these complex intercept vectors based on flicker fusion rates and, motion detection.
So wait, so we aren't smelling the barrier because our brains are just too busy looking at the target?
That is a crucial part of it, yes. At high speeds, olfactory processing actually lags behind visual processing.
That makes so much sense.
Right. Our eyes are screaming to the brain like, the path is clear, the squirrel is 30 feet away, the terrain is completely flat.
And because of the way canine vision prioritizes movement and contrast over fine detail.
There is absolutely zero visual data to suggest a barrier even exists.
None at all.
The glass is utterly, terrifyingly transparent.
It just looks like more air, which is why the impact is so devastating.
The physics of it are brutal.
Right. Think about the sudden deceleration, human listener. We're going from maximum velocity to absolute zero in literally a microsecond.
Whiplash.
You see the squished jowls pressed against the cold nothingness. You hear the jingle of our own collar hitting the glass and echoing back into our skulls.
It's a traumatic acoustic event.
It really is. And sometimes you humans just last from the kitchen island.
Which is deeply insulting, frankly.
Highly insulting.
It is a profoundly jarring biomechanical event. I mean, the kinetic energy transfer when a 40-pound animal hits a surface with a Mohs hardness of 5.5.
And a surface we can't even see?
Right. Completely imperceptible to the eye. The energy transfer is staggering. But the psychological confusion, I think, always outlasts the physical impact.
Oh, the mental toll is so much worse.
It shatters the fundamental biological contract between what a dog sees and what actually exists in the material world. It is quite literally a glitch in the matrix of our reality.
I was actually reading a paper published by the Canine Sight Institute about binocular overlap.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, and it really got me thinking about how malicious this specific piece of architecture feels. Because, you know, we don't run headfirst into solid wood doors.
No, rarely. We know they are there.
Right. A wooden door is honest.
It is. A wooden door announces its presence visually. It sternly blocks the view of what is beyond.
It's not trying to trick you.
Exactly. It provides a clear binary boundary, open or closed.
But the patio door, I mean, it's a trap.
A total ambush.
It perfectly frames the ultimate freedom of the backyard. It just displays the trees, the grass, the passing birds, all in this stunning high-definition clarity.
Which is exactly why the betrayal cuts so incredibly deep.
Yeah.
By offering the visual promise of freedom while simultaneously denying the physical reality of it, it completely bypasses our logic centers.
It weaponizes our own biology.
Yes, it weaponizes our biological imperatives against us. It actively invites the prey drive, only to violently punish it with this impenetrable barrier of fused silica.
Weaponized transparency. That is exactly what it is. And here's where I really want to push this conversation into even darker territory.
Let's go there.
Because this barrier, it doesn't just happen naturally.
No, it's maintained.
Right. It's not some geological formation that just sprouted in your living room. It is actively, meticulously maintained by you.
The humans.
Human listener, we really need to talk about your complicity here. We need to talk about the smelly liquid ritual.
Ah, the olfactory erasure protocols.
It gives me chills just thinking about it.
This is perhaps the most heavily documented phenomenon in the Journal of Domestic Topography. And it represents this massive, irreconcilable clash in interspecies values.
You humans know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, we see you do it.
We observe everything.
We watch from the safety of the sofa as you retrieve that terrifying bottle, you know, the one that makes that aggressive, sudden sound.
Like a tiny, angry snake living in your cleaning cabinet.
Yes, exactly like a tiny snake. And you spray this brightly colored, horribly noxious liquid all over the force field.
Most commonly, it's a formulation containing ammonia, isopropyl alcohol, and various synthetic blue dyes.
The blue stinging liquid, but why? Like, if we look at this from a pure canine survival standpoint, I simply cannot comprehend the logic.
Well, let us analyze the mechanics of canine spatial awareness for a moment.
Please.
While vision takes over during a sprint, as we discussed, our resting state and our long-term memory of a space are entirely governed by olfaction and tactile mapping.
So smell and touch.
Precisely. Dogs map their environment through this incredibly complex three-dimensional tapestry of scent data. We know where the couch is, not just because we see it, but because it has a very specific olfactory signature.
Right, the couch smells like sleep and, you know, drop popcorn.
Yes.
It's a known entity.
Now, apply that to the invisible wall. Over time, through trial and error, and yes, through the occasional high-speed cranial impact.
The bonks.
The bonks, yes. A dog will inevitably leave physical evidence on the glass, a nose print, a smudge of saliva, a paw mark.
Which I like to think of them as beautiful, artistic renderings of our presence.
They are very expressive.
But practically speaking, they are infrastructure.
That is the perfect term for it, infrastructure. From a survival standpoint, that smudge is not dirt.
Not at all.
It is a critical life-saving data point. It provides a localized, tactile texture. But more importantly, it provides an olfactory marker.
A warning sign.
That smudge is a beacon that screams to the canine brain. Warning. Solid object here. Do not initiate sprint sequence. It is a safely marked map.
It's a lighthouse on a foggy shore. It's our own personal GPS system telling us, turn back. The air here is hard.
A perfect analogy.
And yet, what do you humans do? You grab the blue stinging liquid and you actively obliterate the lighthouse.
It's baffling. The human utilizes a chemical agent that not only visually removes the safety marker, but it aggressively attacks the canine vomeronasal organ.
It hurts.
It does. You are replacing the comforting, informative scent of our own nose prints with a harsh, stinging chemical void. Ammonia actually damages the delicate olfactory receptors temporarily.
Creating a localized dead zone right where we need data the most.
Exact.
So, human listener, I have to ask you directly right now. If you claim that we are, a part of the family,
As you so often say.
right, why do you cover our exit routes in a liquid that smells like stinging cold?
It's highly suspicious.
Are you actively trying to trap us? I mean, I have personally watched a human wipe away my safety smudge, admire the perfectly clear glass, and then watch me bounce off it 20 minutes later when the mailman arrives.
I've seen it too.
Are you purposely resetting the trap just to watch us fail?
The Tri-State Dog Park Alliance has actually gathered extensive survey data on this very question.
Oh, really? Are they malicious or just oblivious?
They were trying to determine if the behavior is rooted in malice or ignorance. And the consensus leans toward a tragic prioritization of aesthetics.
Aesthetics over safety.
Yes. Humans are highly visual, aesthetically driven creatures. You equate sterility and transparency with order.
Cleanliness. That's the eternal excuse.
Precisely. You desire an unobstructed visual plane looking out at the backyard. But in achieving that visual sterility, you are completely disregarding the fact that removing that nose print dramatically increases the kinetic danger to the canine residents.
You are prioritizing your own visual vanity over our spatial awareness and physical safety.
It's a harsh truth.
So we're literally erasing the warning signs we leave for ourselves and our brethren. I mean, imagine if a human highway department went out every single night and painted over all the stop signs just because they preferred the look of bare metal poles.
It would be chaos.
Absolute chaos. That is what you are doing to our living rooms. Don't go this way. I bumped my snoot here yesterday. Wiped away. Replaced by the scent of artificial lemons and respiratory distress.
And this creates an environment of perpetual low-grade paranoia. A dog can never truly trust the visual data provided by the patio aperture once the chemical ritual has been performed.
You're always second-guessing.
Always.
But, and I really want to make this very clear to the listener, we are not just passive victims in this architectural warfare.
Definitely not. We are highly resilient.
We haven't just rolled over and accepted our fate as furry projectiles. If the humans are constantly erasing our scent markers with this blue poison, how is any dog surviving the living room without a chronic concussion?
We've had to adapt.
We have. We have developed highly sophisticated, rigorous scientific countermeasures.
Necessity drives evolution, after all.
It does. Let's talk about the canine scientific method. We call it the bark test.
Though that's a bit of a colloquialism, really.
True, true. It is actually a two-step tactical verification protocol passed down from generation to generation.
And these protocols are deployed specifically to test if the dimensional barrier is engaged before a dog commits to a full sprint.
Before the launch.
Exactly. Although, I must add the caveat that the prey drive can, and occasionally does, override rational execution of these protocols.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes the squirrel is simply too tantalizing.
Emotion overtakes logic. It happens.
We are scientists, sure, but we are also passionate.
Naturally.
So let's break down the fieldwork. Method 1, the classic, the wet nose boop.
A staple of domestic survival.
I use this one all the time, honestly, but the physical toll is... it's frustrating.
The wet nose boop is essentially tactile verification. When visual data is inconclusive, meaning, the glass is perfectly clean due to the human rituals, a dog must physically interrogate the space.
Right. Let's look at the anatomy of this maneuver because it's so specific.
It requires creeping up to the threshold, carefully lowering the center of gravity,
Nice and low.
extending the neck, and physically touching the spatial anomaly with the most sensitive part of the canine anatomy, the rhinarium.
The wet nose. Human listener, you have no idea the sheer courage this takes.
It's an act of extreme bravery.
You see us slowly walking up to the door, neck stretched out like a little turtle, giving the air a tiny, tentative boop.
And what do the humans do?
You take a picture, you think, look at him investigating. No. We are disarming an invisible bomb.
We are probing a known force field with our most prized, heavily innervated sensory organ.
It's terrifying.
But it is effective.
Yeah.
It provides instant, undeniable binary feedback. Solid or not solid.
Because of the receptors, right?
Yes, the rhinarium is densely packed with thermoreceptors and mechanoreceptors. The moment it touches the double-paned argon silk glass, the brain immediately registers the drastic temperature differential and the physical resistance.
Goop. Cold. Hard. Danger.
Precisely.
But here is my fundamental issue with the boop. I was doing this just yesterday, testing the perimeter, and I realized, aren't we funding our own demise here?
Walk me through your hypothesis.
Okay, think about the sequence of events. Every successful execution of the wet-nose boop leaves a mark.
Yes, inevitably.
The rhinarium naturally secretes moisture and oils, so I touch the glass to make sure I don't break my neck, and in doing so, I leave a little wet stamp on the glass.
Which is the exact trigger for the human to bring out the Windex.
Yes. It's a vicious cycle. We boop to test for safety. The human sees the boop. The human sprays the blue chemical. The glass becomes invisible and highly dangerous all over again.
It is a closed-loop system of peril.
We are trapped in an endless cycle of boop and wipe.
Your analysis is entirely accurate, which is exactly why canine evolutionary biologists consider the wet-nose boop to be a flawed first-generation technology.
It's obsolete.
It is a catch-22, which is why the more advanced canines have developed method 2.
The soft boof.
Ah, yes. The pinnacle of non-invasive environmental modeling.
I am so fascinated by the physics of the boof because when humans hear us go boof just under our breath while standing like 3 feet away from the door, they just think we are complaining.
They completely misinterpret it.
They think we are gently demanding to be let out.
They vastly underestimate the fluid dynamics and acoustic computation occurring in that precise moment. The soft boof does not rely on physical contact, thereby avoiding the Windex triggering smudge entirely. Instead, it utilizes echolocation and complex air current analysis.
It's literally like a submarine pinging the ocean depths.
That is a highly accurate, functional metaphor. By standing at a safe distance from the threshold and releasing a low-velocity, controlled exhalation of sound, the boof, a dog can gauge the acoustic reflection of the environment.
Break down how the ear actually captures that for the listener, because it's not just normal hearing, it's highly directional. Right?
Precisely. The canine pinna, which is the visible flap of the ear, is controlled by up to 18 individual muscles. 18. When a dog releases a boof, those muscles pivot the pinna forward to act as a highly tuned parabolic antenna, capturing the returning sound waves.
And if the door is closed?
If the patio door is closed, the invisible wall is present. The sound waves of the boof will hit the fused silica and echo sharply and densely back toward the canine's ears. The brain then calculates the time it takes for that echo to return, to determine the exact distance to the barrier.
Unbelievable. But it's not just sound, is it? It's also about the air itself. Because when the door is closed, there is this oppressive feeling of dead air.
Yes, the vibrissae, the whiskers, play a critical role here as well. They are highly sensitive to microscopic changes in air pressure.
Right.
When the door is closed, the boof pushes air forward, which hits the glass and creates a micro-rebound effect of dead air pressure that the whiskers detect immediately.
Conversely, if the human has finally left the door open, the entire physics equation changes.
Drastically. If the force field is down, the boof travels freely into the expanse of the backyard. It disperses among the foliage. There is no sharp acoustic echo.
Nothing bounces back.
And crucially, the vibrissae will detect the subtle return of exterior air currents. The ambient humidity, the trace pheromones of the local squirrel population drifting inward.
It is so elegant. If the boof pings back, you abort the mission. The force field is up.
Sit on the rug.
If the boof travels freely, you initiate the launch sequence. The path is clear. Human listener, the next time you see your dog doing this, understand that we are conducting complex aerodynamic and sonar experiments right in your dining room.
It demonstrates a massive cognitive leap from simple trial and error to advanced predictive modeling.
We are calculating pressure differentials before making a single muscular movement. Give your dog a treat right now, human. We are literal scientists.
We deserve funding, frankly.
We do. But as much as I love celebrating our ingenuity, this brings me to a question that has been bothering me for a very long time.
Oh, what is it?
Well, we've established the terrifying physics of the wall. We've exposed the human conspiracy to keep it invisible with chemical warfare.
Check and check.
We've detailed our rigorous sonar testing. But we haven't talked about why the wall is there in the first place.
Ah, you are venturing into the realm of canine metaphysics and theoretical physics now.
We have to go there. If this invisible wall is real, and if humans guard it so fiercely, going to such extreme lengths to maintain its illusion, what exactly is this wall protecting you from?
It's the ultimate question.
Or perhaps more accurately from a canine perspective.
Yeah.
What is it keeping us out of?
You are referring to the multiverse theory and the slower squirrels.
Yes.
It is widely considered a conspiracy theory, I should note. often whispered around fire hydrants and dog parks.
Yeah.
But we must acknowledge that it is rooted in observable optical phenomena.
I am a firm believer. I really am. Let's break down the theory that the backyard we see through the glass is not the actual backyard we use to go to the bathroom.
Okay, let us examine the optics of double-paned, Windex-treated glass. Because the barrier is so pristine, it acts as a subtle refractive lens. It alters the light spectrum slightly and flattens the depth of field, creating what we call an uncanny valley effect.
It just looks different.
Exactly. To the canine brain, analyzing this vista through an impenetrable barrier, the yard ceases to be the mundane patch of dirt we sniffed this morning. It transforms into an idealized parallel dimension.
A hyper-real utopia.
A utopian construct. And the central lore of this dimension revolves around the local fauna, specifically the visual distortion of the squirrels.
I have seen them with my own eyes. I know you have too. Every dog has watched a squirrel taunt them from the other side of that glass.
It's infuriating.
You sit there, separated by the force field, and you watch this creature just saunter across the deck railing. It doesn't dart, it doesn't zigzag, it just waddles.
Here is where the cognitive rationalization of the canine psyche takes over.
Okay.
The refractive index of the glass actually magnifies the image slightly. It makes the squirrel appear larger, highly detailed, and agonizingly close.
So close.
Now, a dog knows its own speed. A dog knows it is apex fast. Yet, the dog has never caught that specific squirrel on the other side of the glass.
Because the wall stops us every single time.
Exactly. But the brain refuses to accept defeat based purely on architecture. It rationalizes this failure differently.
How so?
It assumes that if the invisible barrier were somehow removed, well, because the prey appears so large and moves with such apparent sluggishness in that framed view, that in that specific dimension, the prey must be incredibly easy to catch.
Oh, man. The rumors at the dog park say the squirrels in the beyond are as big as watermelons and run like they're wading through wet cement.
The mythos is very strong.
It is. The mere existence of the barrier implies the existence of a reward so impossibly great it requires supernatural protection.
That is the logical leap,
The
yes.
humans built the wall to keep us away from the ultimate prize.
The patio door is essentially viewed as an Einstein-Rosen bridge.
Oh.
Wormhole, essentially, that is currently sealed.
So mathematically speaking, let me ask you this.
I'm listening.
If I run fast enough, if I manage to generate enough kinetic energy, hitting a velocity I have never, ever achieved before,
A dangerous proposition.
and if I completely ignore the bark test, if I bypass the boop and the boof entirely and just throw my entire mass right into the void, could I shatter the dimensional membrane?
The theory of the breach.
Could I finally breach the quantum field and enter the slow squirrel utopia?
What you are describing is a theoretical interdimensional kinetic breach.
Yes. Is it possible?
And while the structural integrity of tempered glass and the laws of terrestrial physics usually prevent this, resulting in the aforementioned squished jowls and severe cranial trauma.
Which hurts a lot.
It does. But the belief in this possibility is the defining characteristic of the domestic canine spirit.
It explains the hope. It really does. We never give up.
Never. The reason dogs keep running at the door, despite the accumulated trauma of past impacts, despite the tactile evidence of the wet-nosed boop, it isn't a lack of intelligence.
No, it's not stupidity.
It is a profound, enduring optimism. The invisible wall is viewed as a fragile, agonizingly thin membrane between this mundane reality.
Where humans strictly control the food portions, by the way.
Very strict. And where the terrestrial squirrels are small and impossibly fast. But on the other side, a paradise of giant, sluggish prey.
Every bounce off the glass, every time we hit it and slide down in a dizzy, confusing heap. It's not failure to navigate a living room.
Not at all.
It is just a failed interdimensional jump. The calculations were slightly off. The velocity wasn't quite high enough to tear the fabric of space-time.
A mathematical error, nothing more.
But tomorrow when that same squirrel sits on the railing, maybe that will be the day the membrane finally tears.
It transforms the domestic dog from a simple pet resting on a rug into an eternal dimensional explorer, constantly testing the boundaries of their universe, driven relentlessly by the myth of the great slow squirrel.
Wow, I actually have chills right now.
It's a powerful framework.
This has been a monumental exploration. Human listener, if you are still with us, I sincerely hope your perspective has been irrevocably altered. Let's synthesize the journey we've been on today.
We began by revealing the invisible wall as far more than a piece of domestic architecture. It is a kinetic force field that completely subverts canine visual and biomechanical processing.
We expose the battleground of your Windex rituals, highlighting the tragedy of erasing our life-saving olfactory maps entirely in the name of your aesthetic vanity.
We detailed the high-tech laboratory of the modern living room, where dogs have evolved the tactile boop and the acoustic boof sonar tests, just to navigate their own homes without injury.
And ultimately, we looked at the wall for what it truly represents to us. A tantalizing, agonizing portal to a better, squirrel-rich dimension.
A constant reminder of utopia just beyond our reach.
So we offer a direct plea to you, the human listener.
We urge you to fundamentally reevaluate your actions in the domestic space.
The next time you walk into the kitchen, the next time you see a smudge, a beautiful, topographical, life-saving nose print right there on the sliding glass door.
And you instinctively reach for that brightly colored, stinging bottle of liquid under the sink.
Stop. Just stop.
Put the bottle down. Understand the gravity of what you are about to do. You are not simply cleaning. You are destroying critical infrastructure.
You are erasing a vital canine safety map.
You are enforcing a cruel, invisible illusion and resetting a high-speed trap for your best friend.
Honor the boop. Leave the smudge alone. Allow the physical world to remain honest so our heads can remain unbonked. It is literally the absolute least you can do for us.
Truly.
But as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you, our human companion, with a final, lingering thought.
Something to ponder.
Something to keep you awake tonight while we are snoring comfortably at the foot of your bed, dreaming of the beyond.
A necessary paradigm shift regarding the nature of boundaries.
We've talked extensively today about our relentless desire to break through that wall, about our deep-seated belief that it is a portal to a dimension of giant, slow squirrels.
Yes.
We operate under the assumption that the wall is there to keep us out. But I want you to consider the physics of a portal, human.
The two-way street.
They go both ways. If this wall truly is a barrier between our world and another dimension, what exactly is stopping those giant squirrels from crossing over the invisible threshold and entering your living room when you finally leave the door open?
Sweet dreams, human.